Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the KacyC show, Your Lead to Excel. I'm your host, Rita Chauhan. So today we have a guest who is a very eminent, very prominent, a person who likes to stay in the spotlight, a person who likes to help, a person who is there for every single person in the community. No matter who the person is, or whatever he does, she is always there, ready to help with her selfies. So we have her named as KacyC Chauhan, the founder and CEO of KacyC English Excel Canada and the KacyC TV show. And she runs she's running a business for more than 10 years. KacyC, welcome to your own KacyC show.
Thank you very much, Rita, for interviewing me today at KacyC Excel.
It's an honor and privilege to interview a person who I have known for more than 20 years. And I think I have seen her hard work. I have seen her 3Ds, the determination, dedication, and diligence with a never giving up attitude. And KacyC, your 3Ds, what's all that 3Ds all about? You have talked about every single show.
Well, Rita, like you said, the 3Ds, my 3Ds, I call it as KacyC's 3Ds. And the 3Ds are determination, dedication, and diligence. So I believe in order to achieve, in order to become successful in life, you need to have these very essential 3Ds, which is the very first thing is the determination to do something. You want to achieve something. Along with it comes the dedication. So if you've got the dedication you have a goal in your mind. So you are dedicated towards that goal along with a strong determination, and that comes with the diligence, which is your hard work. So you put in your effort, you put in your hard work along with the determination and dedication to achieve that very goal which you need for yourself to prove first to yourself, and then automatically it gets proven to the whole of the world, which is the universe.
KacyC, I have a quote for you which really suits you, and I think I should say to the world. A flower that blooms in adversity is rare and beautiful. We have seen you have worked very hard to prove yourself in front of your own eyes with your 3 master's degrees, 3rd from Brockville University in Applied Linguistics. So that journey of that master's, please tell me about that.
Well,
what was the journey?
Thank you very much, Rita, for asking this question. So what happens is we are immigrants in Canada. I was a university professor back in Dubai at Ajman University, Alain University, and UAE University. And what happened was that I wanted to get a PhD, a doctorate degree. So what other country than Canada could have been to get my higher studies done? And when I came here as an immigrant. And as an immigrant, what really happens is that our degrees and all our credentials are accepted. But once you're here, there's a term called Canadian experience. And Canadian experience is what? Canadian experience is, of course, not only working in any professional environment, but then getting experience through the various culture, the diversity, the people in here. So I redid all my education.
KacyC, talking about the Canadian experience, we see that in Canada there is culture shock. There's so many things which are very new to us, like coming from Middle Eastern countries, which is very Islamic and conservative and very dominating to women. And you come here and you're like, oh, this is a very free country where I have freedom of speech, I have freedom of right, I have right to say whatever I want, I have the right to wear what I want. So coming from a country which is not as freedomated as Canada is, so what was that culture shock initially when you first came here?
Well, in fact, coming from Dubai, where it is mostly Islamic, and we think a bit stereotype as per our values are concerned. But I must say that being in Canada, here, one thing was that it was a brilliant thing for me to know that what human rights are. I could keep my identity, I can boast of as to who I am. I don't have to really change myself, and we qualify on merit with our credentials.
Exactly. So it's a merit-based system, which is very nice, and skill-based. KacyC, you're coming from Dubai. You had already that experience in your teaching field, which was English. And let me mention one thing. She worked throughout her life teaching what she wanted to teach, which was English. And you don't like, I mean, coming here, like everyone deviates their field because they don't get the job, because they don't get that money. And they're like, okay, we did teaching, but let me try something else. You kept on consistently with never giving up your teaching style and your teaching job because you wanted to get a career in teaching and keep it like consistent. So tell me about that consistency that you want to do teaching and nothing else.
This is the thing, everybody. It's the belief in yourself. You really don't have to change your jobs. What I really believe is that you should be working in your own specific field. And then once you're in Canada, you want to improve yourself with regards to the degrees you have, improve yourself with regards to the qualifications you had from back home. For myself, I have to mention today I have 3 master degrees. The first one is Masters in English Literature. The second one is Masters in TEFL, which is Teaching of English as a Foreign Language. And the third one is Masters in TESOL, which is Teaching of English as a Second Language, but that specifically is an Applied Linguistics TESOL from Brock University. Now, why all these masters? Along with masters, I have to mention, I've been doing different diplomas, which is again TESOL diploma, TEFL diploma, TESOL certificate. So at present, I am a certified, professionally accredited TESOL trainer and a language instructor from within Canada.
Awesome.
And yes.
So KacyC, I myself hold a degree in Human Resources Management, and it was 4 years degree with lots of hard works, 42 exams to pass and really get that degree on merit. And when I was going towards the stage, and you were there too, I was crying. I'm like, 4 years, 42 exams, what a strenuous effort of hard work. So KacyC, we talk about the people who come here on immigrant basis. They want to come here, have a good lifestyle, but they don't have that education, that Canadian education, which we went through and was very tough. And you went to your master's, I did my BA here, Bachelor's of Commerce. Now, talking about the education system in Canada, of course, it's one of the best, it's one of its kind. Now, can you tell us the difference between a Canadian education, the quality of education we get here, than people who come from back home with their masters and their BAs, but here the quality of education is worthwhile. But like people don't really get that because they still look for that thing. So tell me about that Canadian education. Of course,
the Canadian system of education is universally recognized, acknowledged, and is one of the best. It's a research-based education where students do become independent. There's lots of learner autonomy. This is how we teach. I've been teaching at different colleges, Seneca, Centennial, College Boreal, and I got my degree from Brock, and I got my TA done from Brock University as well. At present, I have my own center, the name of KacyC English Excel Canada, Brampton. And this is the whole purpose. So that very Canadian education which you get in colleges and universities and which is far more expensive, that's how I train my students at my center. My students personally are basically the ones on permanent residence, and they are on student permit and they are on work permit. These very students or the ones or the employees on work permits, they want to get permanent residence, which is express entry program here in Canada. So to get this thing, you need to get an IELTS exam done. I have my flyer here, which I'm sure will be shown on the screen later with my number. With this why IELTS is important, because in order to get your points done, which is the KacyC points, so you need to get a minimum of 7.5 band.
But KacyC, let's start off with the question first, that many immigrants here don't understand English and they don't understand the value of getting a training by a professor. They don't want to spend money. What was the initial purpose of you starting the KacyC English Excel Canada?
This is what I was trying to, yes, Rita, this is what I was trying to explain. And the thing here is that going to a college for a 4-term program, paying a minimum of $18,000 fee, the free language programs, which is the link instruction, those are ESL basic English. Now at a professional level where you need to have those academic skills, students, mostly everybody, they are working they have families here, so you need that time, and that's 101 training which was important. So a professor like me, that's how I help them. They get 101 training sitting with me. It's the strategy, and the strategy is my strategy and their practice.
We see here that the difference is her strategy and your practice. Why is she different is because it's all her hard work. You just have to come and sit there. So Kacy, why you? I see you have face-to-face sessions, you have customized handouts, so much of hard work for just that one student or one individual who wants to get his IELTS 8.5 in self-pip 12, which is 100%, not a word guarantee, but 100% success rate out there. Why do you spend so much of hard work making those handouts, those customized handouts for your students, going through so much of training yourself? You have your 3 master degrees, so why do you do customizable? Like, what is the benefit?
This is the answer. This is the answer in itself. Of course, I'm going to live in your hearts, everybody. If you get success through me, you're not going to forget me.
We see here you have a professor, a friend, a person who has worked very hard at, and like I would say like a personality who is there to help you guys out there. So seize this opportunity because you are your only limit. IELTS 8.5 or self-pip 12 just in 5 intensive sessions. It is a 1-month course, Kacy?
No, what happens is that the very student has to book me for a diagnostic test.
Okay.
Now, what's the diagnostic test? The diagnostic test exactly determines the student's proficiency level. I highlight the students' weaknesses and the strengths in the language. After highlighting, I'm going to show them we as an assessor, how do we mark the exams. So I show you the assessment procedure. And then there are 2 kinds of exams for the PR or citizenship, which is IELTS or self-pip. So I'm going to tell you what's the best exam for you, right? So this very course is just 5 sessions, maximum 5 sessions. 1 session is 2 hours long and a session in a week. So it's a 4-week course. If the students are really hardworking and practicing enough, we can finish in 2.5 to 3 weeks. So you are ready in 5 sessions.
Wow, so we see here that the test will determine my skill set first, and first you will analyze what is my skill, my weaknesses, my strengths, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, which you probably don't get anywhere. And let me mention one thing. She is the only person who has an IELTS test prep center in full of Brampton, which is exceptional, Kacy. You are the only one with no competition. So what does that feel?
No, the competition is there because there are quite a many in for Mississauga, also in Toronto. Toronto is saturated. But why me? Why Kacy, like you said and you mentioned? The thing about me, myself and my center, KacyC itself as a brand, is that number 1, I am a Canadian accredited TESOL trainer and a language instructor. So you're meeting the professor, right? So a Canadian trained professor. That's number 1. Number 2 is that I do customized handouts. Customized means once I determine your level, you don't have to bring any books. You don't have to be on the net. I'm going to provide everything to you. So dependent on your level, I'm going to create those customized handouts as per your skill level and get you ready in those 5 sessions. And then face-to-face and online sessions. Face-to-face, if you are located in Canada, in the Peel region, or in Toronto, or somewhere nearby, come and see me in person. You will meet the professor. I'll be with you for those 2 hours. These are intensive courses I prepare you for. So you're going to get me, you're going to meet me, and you're going to get 101 training from me. International students, you can book me online at my website, which is www.kacyc.ca. On the website, you can book for the courses, and then I can also I do classes through various softwares, which can be the Google Docs, which can be through Skype, which can be through Zoom. Depends on what the student is more convenient at. So you have both. And then, like I said, so the very purpose of getting the customized handouts as per your level, getting this intensive training, getting ready in no time is what KacyC is all about, because they care for you, everybody.
And Kacy is a person who is an inspiration, who's a motivator, who is a person who will get you successful. And when I mean by successful, success in life, success in job, success in relationships, success in friendship, because she's a person who has a proven track record of success, of being successful herself. You can see 3 master degrees, 20 years of teaching experience, and then 10 years of owning her own center. And Kacy, over these years, what are the courses which you really teach on?
Well, yes, very important question, Rita. Thank you for asking me, everybody. So you're going to have IELTS, you're going to have CELPIP, you're going to have KALE, you're going to have CAN test, you're going to have CELBAN, English for nursing, spoken English students. Anybody who has problem in spoken English, I do intensive sessions on that. Anybody who's a professional working in an office, so you're going to get English for office administration, English for engineering. This is also termed as business English and functional English. So your memo writing, your report writing. Apart from that, you need help in maths. I've got various professors from different universities here, especially from Ryerson University, who can train you in getting help maths. You've got kids going to grade 12 and 11. You need English essay help. Of course, we train in that. You need maths help. Of course, we train in that. You need SAT and GMAT. Of course, we train in that as well.
So we had here Kacy Chauhan.
One more thing, Rita, I wanted to mention, everybody, proofreading and editing and business proposals. So if you're a businessman and you've done your business proposal, you want somebody to edit it. I'm an editor. I edit for magazines. I edit for my universities, I edit for different essays and academic writing. So if you need that proofreading and editing help, again, it's KacyC.
You heard the professor herself, you heard the person who is experienced by her own words. We had her at the Kacy Show, a very eminent and prominent host, a friend, a motivator, an inspiration, a person who's always there to help everyone and anyone out there in the community and in the world, of course. And she can be reached at 416-904-2072. Her email is showing on the script with her phone number. And thank you so much, Kacy, for being on the KacyC Show and really like starting this chain of giving and helping and guiding. So we would like to thank you for all your community service, your community work, and also for being a good human being, because being human is very rare at these days. We'll be back soon, guys.
Thank you very much.